real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Chloe Warner says she was born a man, but lives her life as a woman. Chloe knew at age 4 that she was different, but because she grew up in a conservative family, she suppressed her feelings for years. Chloe was friends with the defendant, but she's suing her today for rent and utilities. Defendant Emma Boladeras says she and Chloe bonded over the fact that Emma is a lesbian and Chloe is transgendered, and they became really good friends. Emma says she still believes Chloe is a good person, and she has no idea why she's in court today because she never agreed to pay rent or utilities.
Start with you.
Well, sir, I'm transgender. I knew as early as 4 years old that something was different. I grew up in a conservative family, which made me suppress my feelings very much. I participated in more manly activities throughout life, athletics. As an early teen, I became a devout Christian. In high school, I obtained the title of state champion in wrestling.
How did you become a devout Christian?
It allowed me to hold on to the fact that I was born a male and I needed to hold on to that and live that life.
Male life.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's very interesting because I got a little theory about that. And the gay preachers who rail against homosexuality, and then the first thing you do, you catch them. I got a little theory that they become very religious because they think they can pray the feeling that they have out of them. But in my opinion, it's biological, so ain't no praying it away. You became a devout Christian because you felt that you had to
Yes, sir.
correct what was wrong, when there's really nothing wrong with you at all.
Right.
So good. I'm glad you were able to overcome it. How did you overcome that?
It was a long inner struggle, but there came a point where I was done. I was done lying to everyone around me, but most importantly, I was done lying to myself about what was going on inside.
Okay. Did you face any discrimination in your family or community?
I feel I have, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's unfortunate, and I hope we as a society get past the discrimination. Even things we don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. Transgender, a lot of people are just gaining a good understanding, and some of them still don't have a good understanding of homosexuality. In the meantime, we shouldn't discriminate. Just try to learn and understand. All right, so good luck with your future fight against any discrimination, and won't nobody discriminate against you when you come here. All right? I want you to know that, and nobody can talk. You won't hear a snicker. You won't even see any funny looks if you turn around. Because my audience know I don't play that. All right, let's hear from you.
Hello, Your Honor.
Give me a little background on yourself.
Well, Chloe and I were friends, good friends, and
Since what age?
oh, I've known Chloe for about a year now,
Oh,
and
okay.
we became good friends because she's transgender and I'm a lesbian, and we made a bond, a tighter bond, and I feel that we were there for each other every time, and she's a good person, and I actually don't know why I'm here because I was there for her, her struggle, and she was there for my struggle.
Would you have struggled against discrimination by family, friends?
No, we live in a small, very homophobic community, and it made us closer,
That's what I'm saying,
close,
discrimination.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's homophobia,
not
by
as much
pretty
for,
much
not as much
definition
for
is
me.
discrimination.
Yeah, right. Not as much for me, but for her because we would go to the store, grocery store, a lot of places, public places, and they would say
if it's homophobic, it was for you
they
too.
would say,
I got news for you. They talked about you too.
But I'm more secure in my sexuality than
She's
she is.
secure now.
Well, now she is, yeah.
You
but
only known her a year. She was secure then. I see why you suing her. Trying to make like she better than you. She ain't no better.
That's not what I'm saying.
They discriminated against her. They discriminated against you too.
Right.
You live in a homophobic community with a bunch of bigots.
Right.
If they're homophobic, they're bigots.
Right.
And so if they're bigoted toward her, they're bigoted towards you too.
Right.
They're probably bigoted toward black people.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let's go. Roommate, you're suing for rent and utilities. How so?
In December of 2014, Emma's roommate and girlfriend went to jail for her 4th DUI, and Emma began struggling. January of 2015, I paid $480 towards Emma's rent for the apartment above me that she lived in. Throughout the month, discussions happened, and it was agreed that she would move in on February 1st, and that is when she was added to the lease, which I have right here.
Can you see it, please?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So February 1st, Emma moved in and was added to the lease.
What was her share?
$375 for rent, and then utilities, water, and internet, which varied monthly. I do have an
excuse me, Your
entire
Honor.
breakdown right
See
here.
it, please? Yes, ma'am.
That is wrong.
All right. Now I'll let you tell me what all is wrong when
Okay.
your turn comes.
When my turn comes? Okay.
But what months did she miss? It appears that she failed to pay from February through
Every month.
August.
Every month.
Never paid you a dime?
Never.
What was she
did.
saying when you'd ask for your money?
There was a situation in which I covered for her that she would cover or help out and cover me in the future when she was able to, and that never occurred.
Okay.
She did contact the Salvation Army and get $350 sent to the landlord, which I applied to the $480 I paid for her apartment in January, and I consider the other $130 just a gift.
Okay. Ma'am?
Okay, in December of 2014, my girlfriend at the time had gone to jail for DUI. Okay, Chloe was with somebody else at the time, and I had gone to visit that person in the beginning of January. Well, she ended up moving all my stuff out of my apartment from upstairs down to her apartment and stuff, and I'm like, who does this? She goes, don't worry, I know you're struggling, and I'm gonna help you, because I love you. So anyways, I moved in with her, and I was doing everything I could, my part, like cleaning the house and everything like that. Okay, when we spoke to the landlord knew my situation. I was trying to get my work permit because I needed the work permit to work in the United States. He even helped give me some money to get my work permit. Well, she knew my situation too. So everything that she did for me was supposed to have been, well, she did it out of the kindness of her heart, because I didn't have no income, I didn't have anything. And so.
All right, but did you agree to pay once you got the income?
No.
All right, but the lease says I'll pay.
Yeah, but the thing was, my landlord knew my situation.
You're saying the landlord is the one that did not require you to pay to live there, right?
Right, because he knew the
situation.
situation.
All right, if the landlord
okay.
did not require you to pay, why did that same landlord require you to sign a lease?
Because I needed a lease to live there. And Chloe,
it's his property. You don't need anything other than what he said.
I understand that. But that's why I had to go on the lease to live there on the lease to.
He could have said no. You don't have to sign a lease, right?
Well, that's what he said. But see, Chloe,
he could have said no. You don't have to sign a lease, couldn't he?
Right.
Just like he said no. You don't have to give me money, couldn't he?
Right.
Yet he said no. Don't give me money, but yes, sign a lease. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
It does.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The thing was, Chloe never expected money from me, okay? She even when I did things at the house, she'd say, you're doing too much. She never asked me for any money. The only time she asked me for money was in April. She said, Emma, can you help pay next month's rent? Because I don't have a check coming from school anymore, and I need you to help me out. Well, that's why I went to the Salvation Army and got the $350 to pay something on, but I moved in the middle of May.
So the money you got from Salvation Army, you gave to whom?
To the landlord. It went straight to the landlord.
For what purpose?
To help pay that rent for May.
Rent!
Rent! Because
money you got
to help
on your behalf
Right.
To pay
The rent.
rent.
But wait a minute, as you're twisted,
I'm not twisting anything. Did you ever tell her she didn't have to pay rent?
Initially, when she moved in, it was agreed upon that once she got her work permit, she would then pay back.
Pay back rent as well. All right. This is pretty much enough evidence, but do you have any other evidence? Or do you have any evidence where she says you don't have to pay or abate it?
No, because we were
months?
friends and it was all word of mouth, and she did this. She would buy me things. She would buy me clothes. She would give me things, and because
Why do you think she's changing today and suing you?
I don't know, because I moved out. I got a job. I got my work permit. I got a job, and I moved out. And I said, thank you very much. I love you and everything. And all she said was, I'm taking you to court for $3,400. We cannot be friends no more. She's like, we can't be friends no more after this. I'm like, really? I said, what are you talking about? We had no agreement of anything. You said, I'm going to help you out till you get on your feet, then you can go on. And I'm like, okay. And that's what it was. And I appreciated everything that she did for me, because everything.
What did she say when you said there was no agreement?
She just says, well, I have proof. And I'm like, okay. I said, see you in court then.
Okay. And she showed you evidence by virtue of your signature on a lease.
Right, but that wasn't the agreement, though, sir.
Okay.
That wasn't because she was helping me out.
You
Because
signed something.
Right.
That's
okay,
the
I
very
get it.
definition of an agreement.
That's fine. That's fine.
Anything else? Anyone want to give me any more evidence here?
It is what it is.
I have copies of all the utility bills if you would like those, sir.
Yes. Anything else? Nothing else from you, ma'am? You don't have anything? No emails or anything where you cursed out about bugging you about money?
No, nothing.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff, ma'am. Your presumption is that you knew you were to pay and that you were obligated to pay by virtue of signing the lease.
Okay.
And that's it. And okay.
That's
All
fine.
right. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Fine.
Have a good day.
I'm glad this is over with.
I'm going to finish my schooling this year and hopefully obtain employment, but beyond that, I'm planning on moving to a different city and just getting away from all the drama.
She did what she did for me out of the kindness of her heart, and she knows she did. You did everything you told me. I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. You're my friend, this and that. And you know you did, Chloe. And I have so many witnesses, and I wish I could have brought everybody here with me to prove that. And I can't believe that you did this. But, you got what you wanted.
Plaintiff Renita Granberry dated the defendant, and they lived together. Renita claims she discovered the defendant was a crack dealer, and after he sold drugs to an undercover officer, Renita's house was raided. Renita suing her ex-boyfriend for rent and daycare fees. Defendant Davon Hill says when he met Renita, he thought she was the woman of his dreams. However, Davon claims after they moved in together, he saw Renita's true colors and realized she had a bad temper. Davon refuses to pay rent because Renita kicked him out of their home.
Start with you.
I met the defendant, who goes by Dre, in 2011 while I was attending college. We've lived in 3 different states.
What do you mean by that?
We've lived, I met him in Virginia.
Moved to 3 different states.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So I met him in Virginia.
While you were in college?
Yes, while I was.
Did you finish?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes, I met the defendant in 2011 in Virginia. We've lived in 3 different states. We've broken up, gotten back together over a course of a 4 or 5 year period. Mm-hmm. A major issue that happened in our relationship was in July of 2013. I found a bag of crack in my house, and I asked Dre about it. He admitted that he was selling drugs to make a little extra money.
He wasn't in college when you met him?
No, he was not. So, I told him the severity of what he was doing, because at the time I was in HUD housing. I had a 2-year-old.
Was he working?
Yes, he was working. He assured me it wouldn't happen again, and we kind of moved on from there. Over the course of a couple months, I didn't notice him, leaving the house at odd hours, going in and out. I kind of assumed he was just cheating because we had that issue in the past. So yeah, I just assumed that he was cheating.
Cheating with the crackheads. Go ahead.
So in December of 2013, 2 days after my college graduation, my house was raided by the feds. They found no money or drugs. However, they did arrest Dre because he sold to an undercover cop.
Did you suffer any consequences?
Yes, Your Honor. I had to leave the housing that I was in. So yeah, I did suffer. Me and my son suffered.
It's a good lesson for all the other young ladies who are watching and think that they are benefiting from. And you weren't even benefiting that small time. If y'all still living in public housing and he's selling crack,
Your Honor.
maybe you're wrong. You have that wrong. Be accusing that young man of selling crack, and you all still have to live in public housing. That's not right, and the police were wrong. They framed it. Not a man gonna live in public housing and sell crack at the same time. Don't have any money unless he had another place on the side. He had another.
No. He only had $50 when they took him to jail.
That wasn't crack. That was whack. I don't know what that was. So
If he was a real drug dealer,
young man,
he would have had the money to bail himself out.
that's why I know you're not. Ain't having money for bail.
His family came up with the money. I think it was $2,000.
Stop telling. They framed you. They framed you, didn't they? You wasn't selling no crack.
They framed me. So yeah, they framed me.
See there? Go ahead, finish up. So you're embarrassing this man. He would be an embarrassment to the game.
I'm sorry.
So go ahead, what else?
Okay, so I'm gonna skip to May of 2014. We found out that we were pregnant. At this time, Dre was awaiting sentencing for the charge that he caught. Dre was sentenced to 6 months. I'm gonna skip to the day that my son was born, and that was February 28th, 2015. I had just had a C-section, laying in the bed, hurting. He's very healthy. He's a healthy baby boy. He's doing great.
Good. With a college-educated mom, income will be enough to be able to sustain as a single mother.
Absolutely.
You know, and I applaud those single mothers who have a potential for higher income because they have an education like you do. So congratulations, and you're a good example for other young ladies who are single mothers to go back to school, get their degree, or get a skilled trade, and you'll be able to take care of that child while the man is out there selling dime bags. To the feds. Who sells dime bags to the feds? If you're gonna sell to the feds, man, sell some kilos. My goodness. Let me get some background from you. I'm sorry, I should let you speak now. What do you want to tell me?
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good.
Well, when I met Renita, I felt like she was the woman of my dreams. I kept pursuing her until she gave in. We ended up getting with each other. Like 3 months later, I ended up moving in. Then it seems like when we moved in, like everything went downhill. Like I really seen the real her, like as far as her attitude and her lashing out when we get in arguments, trying to scratch me. Like if I'm trying to walk out or walk into another room, she'll follow behind and push the door open and continue to argue with me. It was sometimes I would have to like either restrain her, like hold her, like from like trying to scratch me and hit on me or whatever.
You never hit her?
No, I never hit her. I will hold her like from hitting me, yeah, but I never hit her.
Okay. Did you go to school? Why didn't you go to college?
I was gonna go to school. It's just that when I graduated from high school, it was like I took another road.
I know. Well, you met a woman who should have been inspired you.
Yeah, she did.
Should have been a good example for you.
She inspired me. I just was being hard-headed.
Okay,
Like,
when you say that, that's a good to be honest and say you was being hard-headed. And
around the time when I was selling the drugs or whatever, it was like around Christmas
man,
time.
You weren't really doing that. You're insult to the game. I told you, deny it. Say you got framed, man. Don't do that to the game. Go ahead, and it still hurts to hear that. Go ahead, sir.
Around the time I was around the time I was selling drugs, I wasn't in it like for a long time. I was only selling it for
Clearly.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Really?
Let's move
like-
past that. Let's move past that. What else you want me to know? We're past the drug stuff.
Yeah. So
Why did you all break up?
Because I wasn't, at the time I wasn't working. We moved to Texas for me to, so I can work with my uncle.
Good.
And at the time, me and my uncle, we started going through some things or whatever, so I ended up not working with him anymore. And it was, with my felony, with me having a felony, it was kind of hard, like finding a job, like a good job. She'll go to work and she'll come home, like, and be like, oh, you didn't do anything, like as far as me, like if I'm on a computer, like on
Okay, so
Craigslist.
you all were falling out about your failure to live up to her standards.
Yeah, financial.
Okay, good enough. All right, what are you suing him for today? The rent and daycare expenses.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm suing him for rent. We moved to Houston in June of 2015. I signed a 6-month lease. Obviously, I couldn't put him on the lease because he's a felon. So 4 days after we moved in, we sat down, we signed the contract. He agreed to pay half of the rent, which was $453, all the way up until December when the lease was over with. He paid June and July fine. In August, when he got into, confrontation or whatever it was with his uncle, he shorted me $153 for just the rent. And then in September, when we had our big argument and we broke up, he left and basically left me with the rent all the way up until December. So the total amount of unpaid rent is $1,965.
All right, and what daycare fees?
In June, also in June, we had a verbal agreement that he would pay $111 for our son's weekly tuition for daycare. In August, he shorted me a week because of what was going on, and then
He was working, obviously.
He was working, but he wasn't getting paid right. He had issues.
Otherwise, he could sit there and watch that child. Go ahead.
All of October he missed. So in total, he owes me $555. I have a printout or
Sir, what
a
do you say to
breakdown.
this?
And I also
rent-
have the contract.
The rent, yeah, I do owe her. I owe her $153, but she kicked me out like the beginning of September. So why would I pay? Because
I did not kick him
because of the financial situation and us arguing. So she kicked me out.
She kicked you out.
Yeah, she kicked me out.
What about the daycare?
The daycare I couldn't pay because I wasn't working at the time.
But you agreed to?
Yeah, I agreed to pay it, but I wasn't working at the time to pay it.
No,
So.
but that means you still owe.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. What did you want?
I have proof because before
Proof of what?
that he had been threatening to leave.
Okay.
Even before.
Let's see that.
Even before September. They're highlighted.
So, sir, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, yeah. Got plenty of time to go to school, trade school, college, university, community college. Something. Have you gotten any skill or training yet?
Yes, I have.
What?
I have a couple. I have forklift and bricklaying. I have trades. I have a few trades.
But they're not certified.
Yeah, it's not certified. But
Okay, well, you need that because a certification of some type of skilled trade is transferable all around the country. In fact, some places that might hire you might be hiring you illegally or against union rules. So you certainly don't have many options.
Yeah.
Even if you have the talent, you need the certification. So I need you to go and do that. You gonna do it?
yes, sir, I will.
All right, so when you do that, you pay her all of her money because you say you're going to find a place and you're going to leave. You told her you were leaving, and that's why you left. She didn't put you out. I'm just going to leave. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll give you the money for the babysitter Friday, and I'm just going to leave. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. He did say he was leaving you, and you did not kick him out, and he agreed he owes for the babysitting. Good luck to both you guys. Congratulations again to you for taking care of your business. $2,520. All right, have a good day.
Hopefully we can co-parent for the sake of our child and get along, and hopefully Mr. Davon does do what the judge suggests and go get a trade or some type of certification. And, maybe who knows, if he steps up and becomes the man that I need him to be, then maybe we will be together. But right now, right now we just need to focus on our child.
I agree with the co-parenting, and I am going to get a trade, but yeah, we'll work it out as far as getting things situated and me being a better person.
Yeah, as long as you don't cheat on me anymore and do stupid stuff like blow off your finger with my gun.
I don't cheat.
Okay.
Plaintiff Monica Burnett says she and her ex-girlfriend and her kids moved in with the defendant. She claims the defendant is a heavy drinker who would often caress Monica's leg in an attempt to seduce her. Monica's suing her former roommate for personal property. Defendant Carol Stewart says she made the mistake of allowing Monica and her witness to move in. And not only did they fight constantly, but Monica's witness also brought synthetic drugs into her home. She's countersuing for a move-in fee and rent.
Start with you.
A few months ago, my kids, myself, and my witness had moved in with Carol, and it just turned out to be a really bad
Same
decision.
house or same what?
Yes, same house.
How many bedrooms?
It was 2 bedrooms, but we rented the basement. We were like staying downstairs.
Okay.
And it turned out to be just a really bad issue because she drinks a lot, and it would get so bad she would drink to where she would misplace things and then blame us for stealing them. And she mostly blamed Carly for stealing her.
Why didn't she blame you?
Because I don't smoke. Like, she would misplace packs of cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
And so, and I don't smoke.
What else?
Also, like, if she drank her whole bottle of rum, then she would blame us for drinking it. Not necessarily.
Blame you?
Not necessarily me.
Why didn't she blame you?
Usually because I don't just drink rum. I drink, like, mixed drinks.
I guess my point is, she keep blaming your witness for everything. There's something to it.
Oh, they have their own set of issues. See, they
Like
actually...
what? You're the one brought the witness in. Like what?
That's actually her, they're actually the reason why I moved in with Carol.
It's not true. We don't have issues.
So you should tell her to keep you out of her business. Now you're the primary subject of this case.
Everybody loves me.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead and proceed, though. You all were having troubles with as roommates with her.
Yes. And she would just drink a lot. And like she would drink and she would be like rubbing on my legs and rubbing on me. And we would have friends over and she would do the same to our friends.
True.
She would do the same to our friends, and like our friends would get so uncomfortable with being there with us that like
I mean,
they
like
wouldn't want to come.
patting you, like everything's
like,
gonna be all right with.
I mean, like caressing the legs and like telling me that I'm the most beautiful woman she's ever touched. And
you can't take a compliment?
She's not telling the truth.
Oh, that's not true. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
I can take a compliment, but not if you're gonna be rubbing on my legs. I'm not comfortable with that.
Anything else wrong with living
well,
there with her?
Well, you know, she would drink and she would get like where.
Got that part. You
would
see
be a
drinks and
problem.
drinks and drinks.
It was my house, my space. You shouldn't have been in my space.
All right. Let me hear from you, ma'am. Ma'am, you want to give me some background?
I own the house. Okay?
That's right. You can drink all you want.
I'm sorry, pardon
You
me?
can drink all you want. It's your house. Am I right
That's
or wrong?
right. And I made a mistake of allowing these two ladies to move in with her two children. And
They steal
they
your rum?
fought all the time. And Carly brought in synthetic drugs. And just issues with the children I didn't care about and everything. And they never, ever made an effort to give me 1 red cent. And the first
I'm
month
gonna
they
find
ate
out
me
from
out of
the
house
agreement.
and home.
Did she steal your cigarettes or not?
Pardon me?
Did she steal your cigarettes or not? She says that you alleged that the witness was stealing your cigarettes and your rum. Is that true or not?
I don't know who was stealing them. I can't point.
Somebody was?
Yes.
Somebody was stealing your cigarettes and your rum?
Somebody was.
Because it was missing? Okay. All right. She says somebody. She believes it's
You know,
somebody.
they'd have a couple friends over once in a while who, I don't know if it was them or, I know it wasn't Monica because she doesn't smoke.
That's you, Monica.
Yes.
All right.
She doesn't drink to speak of either.
So it wasn't a problem with you.
It's not that big of an issue, really,
Thank you.
you know.
Go ahead, let me hear from you. Quit focusing on what this woman does with her cigarettes and her liquor. What was the agreement, ma'am, that's on rent? She's talking about you owe for rent. Tell me.
We agreed that we would pay the bills. Her ex-husband.
No agreement on rent at all?
No, her.
You gonna move 4 people in this woman's house and not agree to pay her rent?
We agreed we pay all the bills. We even sat down with her dad and went through all the bills so we knew about how much we'd be paying every month. So when we agreed we would pay the bills, we had gotten one bill, we paid it. And then when we had gotten the second bill, she told Carly she would not give Carly the bill, that Carly needed to give her the money to pay it. Carly said she would give her, if she gave her the bill, that we would pay it.
So there was no set price? That's my question.
Yes, I'm sorry.
There was no set price to live there?
No,
a
Your Honor.
monthly amount?
No, Your Honor.
No move-in price?
No. This was family helping out family.
I am not family.
You considered yourself family.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not until you pay that money, then you all can be family again. And personal property you're suing her for, how does she owe you for that?
Well, when she kicked Carly out, obviously since we were a couple, she kicked me and my kids out as well. She would not let me come back and get all of my stuff.
What do you mean, obviously? She kicked both you all out as well.
She told me that if I wanted to come back and stay there, that I could stay there. But I'm not comfortable staying with Carly's family when she kicked Carly out, which the whole reason I was there was because of Carly. And she would not let me come back and get my stuff. What she actually did was she bagged up my clothes and left them outside and told me that I can come pick them up whenever. And
how long after?
It had been a couple days. I called her and I asked her if I can come pick up some clothes because I was having my kids and I needed to pick up my clothes and I needed to pick up some stuff. When I went downstairs, my TV, my PlayStation, my laptop, and my printer were all gone, my electronics. And I was like, Carol, hey, where's my TV and everything? And she's like, I put it in storage. Okay, well, legally, you were not allowed to touch my stuff. And she's like, the state police department told me I can put it in storage.
And what has occurred since then? Communications about getting your things?
Yes, actually, I have a copy of
Has she said
text
she'd give them
messages.
to you? I guess that's my question.
She told, after I filed a suit against her, she told me if I dropped all the charges, that she would give me back all of my stuff. And I told her, Carol, I'm not going to drop all of the charges unless I get all of my stuff.
All right. Ma'am, what do you say to this?
Well, I took up 28 lawn trash bags of all their belongings on the floor. I have a witness. They abandoned their cat. I had to have my neighbor bring up the cat because it would claw me. And she's seen the mess, the pigsty they left it in. I was nice enough to bring up all her clothing because I know she had 2 kids and she walked out with a duffel bag. I just thought they got in a feud and they were just, I didn't know they were totally leaving.
What has occurred since then regarding your request for your money?
Well, the first time she said she didn't owe me any. Well, I said, yes, you do. We agreed on $400 move-in, $400 a month. And you're not getting your personal items back until you pay me.
Uh-oh, doesn't go like that. Can't withhold property. They can come and get their property. If they don't come within a reasonable amount of time, 6, 12 months after you've requested it repeatedly, then they've abandoned it. But they didn't abandon the property. Instead, you're withholding the property, and that's illegal.
She never made an effort to come and discuss it with me or anything.
Your Honor.
You just said you all had the discussion, and the discussion was you're not getting it. I guess that wasn't the discussion, was it? You make a good point. You didn't discuss it. She told you. The discussion is getting a response.
Yes. These are just a few text messages that Carol actually, the first one's my mom sent to Carol, and these are Carol's responses.
Plaintiff's mom. Hi, Carol. Okay, so I talked with Monica, and she's going to ask Derek to help her get you a U-Haul to get her stuff. Then you. Tell Monica to pick up her stuff. I don't like this crap outside. If not, it will go into the trash. Ma'am, you provided me evidence that helps her. She says, come pick it up. However, you can't set the things out without a reasonable amount of time. But you did give her notice.
And then I went and picked up that stuff, which was bags of my clothes with trash in them, my kids' clothes with trash in it.
Should have been trash on the floor then.
My kids' clothes with glass, with broken glass in it. Empty bottles of like orange juice in my kids' clothes.
Well, it came from where you were dwelling.
Don't talk to me, talk to him, please.
Let me see your items that she has failed to allow you to get. Tell me how she has failed to allow you to pick them up.
I actually picked up everything that she had set outside, which was just clothing in the bags. I did pick up, and I had asked her if I could pick up my other belongings. And she had actually called my mom when I had filed the claim, and she's like, I don't need you to press charges against me for anything. And if you could drop all the charges, you know.
She has said here today that she's withholding your items until you pay her. The question is, did you agree to anything? She said she didn't agree, ma'am. She said you were helping them out. And how long did you intend to have this help, though?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so you were just going to stay with her as long as you could.
Well, we were paying the bills. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a mortgage or a house payment.
How are you going to consider what this woman has? She don't have anything to pay, so I shouldn't have to pay her.
Well, Your Honor, we
We're
were paying
four
the
of us,
bills.
and we're just going to pay the light bill.
Right.
I don't know. We're going to do that forever. That's a good deal, Your Honor. You should try it. No, you pay that woman some rent. I believe you were charging her rent. $1,200 in unpaid rent. I will grant you a judgment for your things, $2,440. All right? Have a good day. That's
Thanks,
my
sir.
judgment.
I think what she did was wrong, coming up here to basically make us look bad that we didn't pay her any rent or anything. You know, I was working 2 full-time jobs, paying your bills, and I think I gave you more than what you deserve.
I wish your dad'd be walking in right now.
Aw, but he's not.
Plaintiff Kiata Riley dated the defendant for 3 years, and she claims after their daughter was born, she caught the defendant cheating, and then she discovered that he impregnated another woman. Kiata's suing because she claims the defendant abandoned her and their baby, then stuck her with the rent. Defendant Terrence Howell says Kiata is nothing but a stalker, and he can't go to the mall or the grocery store without her popping up and spying on him. Terrence claims he was forced to move out of the house because of Kiata's temper, but he insists he paid the rent.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, me and Terrence, we were together for 3 years. During our relationship, he was nothing but a cheater, a liar. After we had our daughter, the beginning of 2013, that's when I began to notice a lot of the cheating. I would catch him on the phone. I would be right in the other room.
Not true.
Shut up. I would catch him on the phone. I would literally be right there, and he'll hurry up and hang up when I walk out the room. And he'll hang up, and I'm like, okay, oh, who are you talking to? He's like, oh, I was talking to so. Oh, really? Give me the phone, you know? He wouldn't give it to me. We'll fight over the phone, like literally fight. I won. And I would call the number back.
Not true.
And shut up, talking.
You better be quiet before she start winning in here.
Yeah, for real. Shut up.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I would call the number back, and some chick picks up the phone and says, hey, baby. I said, well, wait a minute. I ain't your baby.
My
who's
cousin.
Would you shut up lying? Shut up, I'm talking.
That was my cousin, Your Honor.
I wish you would shut up.
That's enough, sir. Go ahead.
So I'm like, well, you know, who's your baby? And she was like, oh, you know who I'm calling baby. And, you know, a lot of cussing. She would hang up for some reason. So, you know, another time, you know, I found love letters from another woman saying that, oh, she couldn't wait to be a family with him because she was pregnant. When I confronted him, after that, he abandoned me and my baby, and he would turn it all around on me like I was crazy.
No, sir.
It's not a lie?
No, it's a lie. She's dramatic.
I know it gotta be a lie.
She's being dramatic, Your Honor.
I know she's lying. You ain't had all these different women. I'm just agreeing with you. You say you haven't. You keep interrupting, saying she a lie. I'm agreeing with you.
He's lying.
Stop lying on this man.
a lie.
me hear from you. You give me some background on this.
Okay. First off, Your Honor, she's a stalker. She's very dramatic.
We live together. How's our stalking?
Ma'am, let him speak.
She's very dramatic, as you can see. I can't even go to the mall with my friends without her jumping out somewhere, trying to see who I'm with. And she's just a stalker. She is just too much, Your Honor. And I moved out. And yes, I did have relations with other women off the strength of her. She's very forcive. She starts a lot, and we have a daughter. And I can't have all that drama around my daughter, so I left.
What was she doing? Tell me the type of drama, because I'm seeing some of it today already. She sounds like she'll jump on you in a minute.
No, don't believe that, Your Honor. She's just being dramatic.
She's talking. Go ahead.
Well, for instance, she'll go on my phone when I'm asleep. She'll follow. If I jump in my car, go to the store or something, she jumps in her car. She'll follow me. I go grocery shopping. She's in the grocery store. It's outrageous, Your Honor.
Is this true, ma'am?
He is lying.
All right, get to the rent.
Okay, well, our daughter, when she was 10 weeks old, she had open heart surgery. So we agreed that I would stay home. I stopped going to school, couldn't work or nothing, to stay home with her, and he was going to take care of everything. Well, the day I found my birthday, 2014, is when I found the letters, and when I confronted him about it, he flipped it around on me like I was just crazy, like I didn't know what I was talking about. I showed him the letters. He got mad, punched holes in my wall, and just left me and my baby to go be with this other girl, and then come to find out the baby wasn't even his.
Well, she ain't lying, Your Honor.
Oh my God. You're pitiful, man. Ma'am, what months are you alleging he owes for?
October, November, December, and January, and I ended up having to go to I ended up getting evicted.
For non-payment?
Yes, because the only income that I had coming was my daughter's Social Security. $733 doesn't go a long way when I'm taking care of 2 kids, some groceries, Pampers, because when he left us, he completely left.
Didn't pay any child support?
He didn't do anything.
Sir, you pay any child support?
Yes, I do pay child support, Your Honor.
How much?
But
how much?
How much child support?
Yeah.
I'm on a child support plan. It's like $60 a month.
All right, is that true?
I ain't seen it.
$60 a month. You unemployed or something?
No, I work job to job.
Okay. All right. You must make very little to only pay $60 a month.
Unemployed.
Well, I'm not doing the best, Your Honor, but I tried. I do help her. I do help her when I can.
He is lying,
Have
Your
you gone
Honor.
down to child support services?
I went down there. Mm-hmm. They haven't ordered anything yet, because for the 5 months.
How long ago did you go down?
The last time I was down there was just a few weeks ago.
All right. So hopefully they'll work that out and you'll get the child support. And what amount does he owe per month? What was the amount per month, ma'am?
It's $560.
$560?
Yes,
All right. Let me see what she has, please, Doyle. Sir, what do you say to this?
Well,
Did you agree to pay?
Yes, I do. I agree to pay that. But like I said, I'm working job to job. I was helping out with the baby when I could. Any money I would get, I will help her.
Let's get back to what we were talking about. $560 a month from October through January of 15. Did you agree to pay that?
Yes, sir.
Have you paid it?
Yes, sir. I did pay it. Yes,
yeah.
I did.
You started this little silly grin when I asked you.
I did, Your Honor.
What months? All of it?
Yes, sir.
All right. And when did you pay all of it, sir?
Like I said, from time to time, she do the math, like I give the money to her.
Sir, you sound pitiful.
I give the money, I give the money to her.
How far did you go in school, sir?
I went to school all my life, sir.
Yeah. I see that's the problem then. What type of education do you have, sir, beyond high school?
Well, I'm taking college courses.
Where?
And at my local community college.
Does it have a name?
Yes, sir.
What's the name?
Yeah, YSU.
Pardon me?
YSU.
What is that?
Youngstown State University.
Judgment for the plaintiff, sir, and you come across so pitiful and embarrassing. Have a good day. I don't believe anything you say, I believe her. Stop embarrassing us. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I tried to be cordial, tried to be nice. He doesn't want to handle his business, so I'm gonna have to do what I have to do, go to child support.
I'm gonna still take care of my child like I've been, even though she say I haven't, and go about my business.
Plaintiff Samuel Nelson rented an apartment to the defendant, and within 2 weeks, the police were called because she was allowing her ex-boyfriend to stay with her despite having a restraining order against him. Samuel claims he then learned that the defendant and her ex abused meth, and he's suing her today for rent and electric bills. Defendant Shelley Clemens Collins says Samuel is nothing but a womanizer and a pervert. Shelley claims after she moved in, she discovered peepholes all over the apartment, and Samuel often came into the unit unannounced, including once when she was in the shower. She's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, sir, I've been a landlord for 30 years, and this tenancy has been a nightmare, one of the worst I've had. I met Shelley in August of 14. She came to me with a sob story how she had lost all of her belongings in a house fire and nowhere to go, desperate, needed a place to stay.
Came to you where?
At my apartment complex.
Okay.
I had a sign out front, I had an apartment for rent. So I felt sorry for her. I let her into the apartment. I did not do a background check. It was a big mistake. Within a week, I was getting tenant complaints about noise, arguing, and then August 30th, the police were called, and her boyfriend, this guy named Lamel, was hiding in her closet, and she had a restraining order on him.
To keep him in the closet?
He was hiding in the closet.
To restrain him in the closet?
No, he was hiding from the police. The police showed up, so the police...
Okay, I said that's a new one.
The police handcuffed him and took him away. That was on the August 30th. Well, that got my interest up, just who I had living in there. So I called her ex-employer, found out that her and her boyfriend, Lamel, probably started the fire because they were cooking meth, because they were drug abusers.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Is she still living there?
No.
Let me allow her to give some background, ma'am.
Hi, Your Honor. I should have known better than to rent from Sam Nelson to begin with, because he's a womanizer and he's a pervert. I first met Sam through not one but two of my family members who dated him, even though he's married.
He said he met you when you drove by and saw the sign for rent. You knew him already?
I got a hold of Sam through my family members.
And they told you all this before you moved in?
That he would be a nice guy that would give me a place to start over my life, which was what I was out to do. I had a fire in May of 2014 due to a candle that burst when it got too hot, not to drugs or any type of anything like that. There was a lot of domestic violence in my life at that time. I was in a bad relationship. My ex got out of jail. He came back to my apartment constantly.
How do you know where you live?
I don't know. That I don't know. But I did allow him to stay there a few nights, which led to more. I am proud to say I am away from him now and won't never go back.
Ma'am?
What you don't know, Your Honor, is that Sam had walked into my apartment with his key on the third day that I was in the apartment while I was in the shower. He would not walk out. Saw me, my shower door was open. I have evidence to show you where I found peepholes in the shower room, as well as, here you go, Your Honor, as well as he's walked into the apartment 3 or 4 times and said that he could do so at any time he wanted to.
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Okay, well, okay. Judge for yourself, sir. I believe Sam uses his money and his power to take advantage of vulnerable women. He let me move into that apartment for $50.
Sam, you got peepholes in the bathroom?
No, I don't, sir.
I'm looking at a hole in there now.
I'm not that electrically inclined to install some type of peephole system.
I see a hole in there.
Sir, I also have a report from a cable installer that went up in the attic area and said there was no reason for those holes, as well as there's others in other apartments.
Let's see them. And sir, do you go in
I also have
unannounced?
letters from other tenants, Your Honor.
No, I do not. I always post on the
That's not true.
Do you recognize these holes in the wall, in the bathroom, in the shower?
Yes, I recognize that one. That is a nail pop from drywall.
The other one is the other one in the bathroom.
When did you discover these? Let's start there.
I was in the shower after about 3 weeks of staying there and was shampooing my hair and looked up like, what the hell is that? It freaked me out. I've got copies of my journal where, yes, I was into drugs at one time. I also got counseling for that, and I'm sober today.
Have you spoken to any other tenants?
Yes, sir, you have a letter.
Any other female tenant?
Yes, sir, you have it with you.
Is she still living there?
Yes.
I don't want to mention her name. Sam makes me extremely uncomfortable. He's came on to me several times during the time frame he's told me I am not to have any male company.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
Also, he has come into my apartment several times without prior notice.
Yes, sir.
And I myself have seen the holes in the defendant's shower, and I am terrified of him. His sexual remarks have made me uneasy, and I have asked him several times not to disrespect me like that, and he has still made comments. Yeah. And you've never had a drug problem, you say?
I have, sir, yes. Yes,
Crystal
sir.
meth?
Yes.
How long ago did you stop?
I've been clean for almost 9 or 10 months. I'm almost a year clean.
Yeah.
I went
don't
through
know if I would
treatment.
give credibility to that. I don't think that person must be on crystal meth too.
No, sir.
If they're gonna write a letter about their landlord, sign their name, and talk about their landlord is sexually harassing them, and give it to you, you don't even live there anymore.
Sir, when she found out that we were coming here, and I told her what the case was over, she said to me that she exploded in tears and said Sam has been doing her the same way. She's on disability, she owes him money, and he lets her pay a little bit each month as long as she stays single. It's just the way that he is. I can also prove that he was angry at me before my rent was even due because he was going to throw my clothes into the dumpster and have a cleaning crew come before my rent was even due, sir. I have text messages to prove that.
Let's see, who are those text messages between?
They're between me and Sam.
Let's see them. Sir, you tell me about the rent and the electric bills and anything else you want to resume telling me about.
The rent's $415 a month, plus the electric service. I pay water. She would never get on the electric bill because she had a prior balance with the utility company, so they wouldn't let her get on the bill. So I was forced to pay it myself, make copies of the bill, and I would give her the copies and her back rent that she was due. And every 2 weeks on Friday when I knew she got paid, I was knocking on her door trying to get rent and utility money. I am happy she's gone. I've learned my lesson about not doing a background check. And I have tenants.
Sir, I'm reading what purports to be text messages exchanged between the two of you. And you were discussing whether you were going to throw her things into the dumpster, evict her without judgment from the court, throw her things out. She tells you that she's going to tell you last time I talked to the courts, if you enter my apartment, I'll press charges. What is all this about, sir?
I did give her a 3-day notice several times during her tenancy. I did have the eviction going on, let's see, date in April. And then the day before the eviction hearing, she pleads with me not to go through with the eviction because she didn't want that on her record. So like an idiot, I filed dismissal on the first cause, which is the eviction. And she was going to meet me at the apartment at 5 o'clock to turn over the keys. Well, guess what? She didn't turn over the keys. So I texted her and said, how can I help you help yourself?
Yeah, you did say that.
She said, give me $70.
No, I didn't say that, sir.
Yes, you did. I'm reading it. You did.
No, I said the only thing keeping me from moving on is $70. He offered that. I never asked him for it, sir.
I understand,
I
ma'am.
had already saved up a lot.
You sound like a drug addict on there, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll move if you give me $70.
No, it doesn't say that.
Who says that?
Okay.
You did say it. Counterclaim for $1,000 is for what?
For the walking into my apartment while I was in the shower twice. You can see the picture, sir. My kitchen area was open to the shower. He stood right there and watched me showering. I had to kick the door closed for him to not see me naked, which he did anyways. He's absolutely an incredible person who takes advantage of vulnerable women, and that's all I have to say. I was a drug addict and probably always will be a recovering drug addict, but it gave him no right to do me like this.
You have evidence of the amount she owes, sir?
Yes, I do. I have $810 after deducting the damage deposit of $415.
I have pictures of the apartment as I moved out.
Record of the payments that she made.
How long did you stay after he saw you in the shower? How long did you live there after?
About 6 months.
6 months afterwards. Ma'am, you come across like you con. I'm just gonna tell you. That's how I feel. You're coming across, you're taking the game too far, and now you're coming across like you're con to me.
Okay.
How long were you on drugs?
About a year. I tried crystal meth and I was hooked on it for a year before I went to jail. I know, I'll never lose that stigma, ever.
No, I know when people are con to me and when they're not. I know how people talk. Judgment for the plaintiff, your claim is dismissed. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, I hope.
Show you what power can do, though, doesn't it?
I hope
He's got
you get
money
your
and
life
power
together and
I have.
make some recovery from this.
Plaintiff Nyesha Holt started dating the defendant after they met on a chat line. But soon after, she claims the defendant's true colors came out. Nyesha says the defendant was a heavy drinker who was cheating, and he even had sex with one of her friends. She's suing her ex for rent, eviction costs, and emotional distress. Defendant Julius Juniel admits that he was an alcoholic while dating Nyesha, but insists he was trying to do the right thing by her and tried to be a good role model to her children. Julius claims Nyesha's friends were always lying to her about him being unfaithful because they were jealous.
Start with you.
Well, me and the defendant met about 2008. As current now is the Facebook, but back then, I don't know if you're familiar with the party line, Mama Loach, or whatever the chat line thing is.
The 1-800s?
Yeah.
Where you talk nasty to the person?
No, it wasn't like that. You could go on there and just talk to people, or you could go to a different kind of like party thing and talk to someone one-on-one, or you have a message thing, all of that. I didn't get into that. I actually we kind of linked in and started talking, and then I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So we talked for a long time.
About what?
We getting to know each other.
There you go.
Getting to know each other. So
getting to know each other in pursuit of dating.
Correct. And so it went on for a few months, and so I said, okay, maybe it'll work.
A few months though?
Yeah, about 11 months.
Good.
Well, we met each other personally, but 11 months before we
dated or consummated.
Consummated and
good.
Really, you know.
It's a good time. I'll take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
Most of these young folks coming here now, they meet each other on Facebook or the internet 1 week, and 2 weeks later they've moved in with each other, and then 3 weeks later they're here in my court.
No.
Because they didn't know each other.
No, it's stages to get to this cookie factory.
Good. That's right. All right. That's right. Go ahead.
So, long story going into, as some things, you meet somebody, the whole truth starts to come out after a little while, and I guess that's somewhat what happened. So,
you didn't jump on him, did you? You didn't start jumping on him.
Jump on him? No, we have domestic.
I'm just saying, he look a little nervous over there. He look a little nervous.
Well, now we did have altercations, but which one? So he was
over there.
He was definitely the aggressor.
They ain't gonna get you in here, you say. Dog gonna make sure you all right. Dog gonna make sure
He was definitely the aggressor.
Go ahead.
He has a disorderly conduct, which I have here for the court, where we got into an incident where I come home from getting my hair done. This is when I'm thinking, I fell in love with this person. He could do me no wrong. He said he loved me forever and a day. Come home from getting my hair done. He laying on the bed, the phone on. I grab the phone. She, hello. Now, guys tell you about certain women, but I get to talking. I'm like, is this the same? He been talking to me, and we been woo. I'm like, oh, okay. So I smack him up out his sleep. What's going on?
Told you.
What's going on? What are you doing?
I know a man beater when I see one. Go ahead.
So I asked him, what's going on? And so, by this time he had been drinking. He was an alcoholic at this time for me starting to see things. So I said, okay, So I proceeded to go to the kitchen, and he don't let me go. I was in the kitchen, and I had a very bad thought. But I said, I ain't gonna go there. I grabbed a metal spatula, and I had to chase him out the house
Thank
with
you,
it.
not the knife. That was the thought.
Yes, I had,
but you
I
grabbed
do have
the spatula
children.
instead. Thank God.
I do have children, but I grabbed the spatula because enough was enough. That don't work with me. And you knew that when you got with me. I don't play that. It's one and one only.
Oh, my turn? Oh, okay.
I told you don't have to be scared. Go ahead. You are safe in here. Go ahead.
So, yeah, everything what she's saying is right, though. Don't get me wrong. I was an alcoholic and everything. I was drinking, doing all the bad things and bad choices.
Turn yourself around?
Yeah, I did.
You don't come across now as an alcoholic.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I do drink, but not all the time, like how she putting it, like I go to the store every day to get a bottle or something. No, I only just drink to just have a good time. That's it.
All right. Go ahead.
So, don't get me wrong. Naisha is a good woman. She's very respectful. I was going through ups and downs through my situation where I was incarcerated at the time when I was in the streets and everything, doing wrong things, following wrong people and everything. And then when I met up with her, I had left Chicago to move with her out there. To change my life around, to get a job, you know what I'm saying? To be a good boyfriend and a father figure to her kids.
Good.
So we was just, me and her, we was cool and kicking it and everything. Me and her just doing family thing. Me and her and the kids, we doing family thing.
Good.
But 9 out of 10, she ran across it to her friends. I'm talking about friends is single, they like to mingle.
That's what I was about to say. They jealous?
Yeah, they jealous of the relationship.
Didn't have a man living with them.
Exactly.
Single and don't have anybody to help with the boys.
Exactly.
So they see her and they see you.
Right.
So they want to interfere.
Thank you.
Want her to be like them.
Thank you.
No man,
Right.
nobody to help with their boys.
Right.
So they go to whispering in her ear.
Yeah.
About you.
Right, telling her like, yeah, I've been seeing him outside with other different females. Every time he's drunk, he's coming at me. He's trying to flirt on me.
Oh,
and
Your Honor,
everything.
they were
Don't get me
true.
wrong, Your Honor.
That wasn't true.
Oh, it was true.
Trying to mess up your relationship.
You didn't sleep with one of my friends?
No, I have not.
I didn't have to come into a club and catch you mingling a little too hard while he say.
What's that mean, mingling hard?
Oh, mingling hard is she's between his legs, and he could have moved her. He could have let her know, look, my wife.
He used to you jumping on him. What are you gonna mess with one of your friends for? You think he ain't messing with y'all?
But
go
Gianna,
ahead.
Don't get me wrong, Gianna. I was a flirtation guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm attractive. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong.
That's right. I like
the females gonna approach me and everything. But I'm telling them,
they gonna come.
I'm telling them I got a woman. You know what I'm saying? I got a woman. You know what I'm saying? I got a woman and everything, but I don't even stay out late. I only stay out till like 10 and come home at 11. But when she go out, she out for the whole day. I see her till she's like 5 in the morning.
That
like
is
5
so
in the
cute.
morning, so I'm blowing her phone up. I'm blowing her phone up. It's straight going to voicemail. When she come home, her hair all wild. She was just G'd up. I'm talking about when she left out, going out to the club.
Come home and her hair wild. Come home and her hair all wild.
Wild up, you know what I'm talking about?
That's why you was at the hotel room sniffing last night.
No.
While you was mad. Because you know you want this cookie factory, and I've been denying you for 2.5 years. So don't get up off of that. Because you was just sniffing last night. And you always will.
Your Honor, I would never sniff. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. She is attractive and thick. I do miss that though, but I wouldn't own that though. I wouldn't even own that. The reason why I went over there because I ain't had no cigarettes, and she had some cigarettes. I called her like, can I get some 2 squares or something?
I do everything.
You know what I'm saying?
He needs cigarettes. He needs liquor. He needs gas. That's why we're here now. I need rent money.
I'm not on that.
You running out with rent money,
You know what I'm saying?
leaving me and the boys, and I have to take care of everything. That's
Let
not.
me hear. You tell me. How does he owe you for rent and eviction?
He owes me for rent, sir, because when we got together, like I said, and towards the time, we obviously get to that point where it's like, we're going to move together. Let's try to really, take this a step further. So with that situation happening, he would run out with the rent money.
Tell me what months you're suing about for
I'm suing him for April and May for 2012 of when this happened.
April, May.
April and May, we got the unit, okay? I said, what's going on? Because he had an income. He gets a once a month income. So, you know, he was like, okay, you know, we're gonna do this together. He said he would pay the rent, and then because, you know, I get an income too, that I'll do the bills. I said, okay, fine. This is when he didn't pay. I ended up having to pay everything for April and May. So that's where the 2 months for the $1,400 comes in at. Okay, so then now towards the end of May, he finally gets a little job. Okay, awesome. You know, he starts working the job and stuff like that. But here we go. Everything's cool, but when payday come, he hit the dough. Where you going, babe? Oh, I'm going down to see bro and them and all this and that. Now you down there spending money with bro, and by the time he come back, he broke asking me for cigarettes while he just at the hotel, asking me for cigarettes, asking me for liquor, just anything. And it's like, what? Didn't you just have? What's going on? So then it was like, you know what? Okay.
What were you doing with your money?
Don't get me wrong, y'all. Now, like I said, I was an alcoholic and I was drinking my stuff up and kicking it and doing the dumb stuff, not being
That's why I
responsible.
like him.
Okay.
He's admitting to what he used to do. He's saying he's a changed man. He didn't come in here lying. He didn't come in here saying, John, I was bringing the money home. She just liked the fuss. He said, don't get me wrong, Your Honor. I was drinking back then. That's what was happening to the money. And I'm sorry for that I was that way, but I've turned myself around.
You know,
that's what he's saying.
You know what? But I've been hearing sorry for years, 6 years.
I told you I like him. You better try to prove your case.
Okay.
$1,400 for the rent.
$1,400 for April and May. And then for June and July, he also was lying, saying that at this time, because he, you know, was working and stuff, so when he did run off, he'll come back and try to rebuild, you know, get back on or whatever. So then he lied and told me that, you know, baby, don't worry about it. I'm gonna use my card. And he was saying, you know, go pay whatever, like trying to make it like he the man. Okay, I'm controlling the bills type thing. So here it comes July, we get an eviction notice. I'm like, what? Now, the lady met me already.
He was supposed to have paid, but yet you get the eviction
notice that he still didn't pay for June and July. And you know, he's telling me every month for those 2 months.
That's another $1,400?
Yes, sir.
All right. And the eviction fees that you're suing for that also?
Yes, the eviction fees. And then when they took me for court, it was $1,600.
And what's the emotional distress?
The emotional distress is, Your Honor, by me, you know, dealing with this situation, me and my kids have still not had a place. And the last 2.5, well, it's been 3 years now. I've been staying at my mom's place. They've been turning me down for places when he knows.
Because of credit or because
it's on my credit. It's on my credit background. I can't even get a job. I've passed on 3 jobs that have to do with like loan because they go in my background and see, you know, that I owe $1,600.
What do you say to this?
Your Honor, I said I would help out. I ain't got no crib in my name or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I told her I would help out. I will, you know what I'm saying, have the crib in my name, but I won't even stay there. It's just to be the apartment. You just gotta help.
Did you stay with her April, May, June, July of 2012?
Yeah, I did.
Did you pay any rent?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Well, why shouldn't you?
Because I feel like I was there helping out with the kids.
Was that the agreement?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
What was the agreement?
It wasn't no agreement. It wasn't no agreement. It was.
Did you ever pay any rent?
I did. I gave her some, but
how much?
It was, I say, like $100.
How long did?
Like it was something better than, because don't get me, like I said, I was an alcoholic and I was just.
All right, now you're straight. So how about now? Can you pay her?
I gotta find a job. You know what I'm saying?
When's the last time you worked?
The last time I worked, that was like, 2 months ago.
Okay. Did you ever get a skilled trade or community college?
I'm going to school. I'm registered for school and everything.
Quiet.
I'm registered for school at Truman College.
Okay. Well, we're going to do this. If you show us proof that you're in school.
He's not.
Well, he said he is.
He's lying, Your Honor. He is not.
Well, I'm going to see.
Okay.
You show us you are in school, we'll pay your debt for you, all right?
All right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the meantime. I believe you owe her. And you, once again, he's a good guy. And he said he didn't left the alcohol alone. He said he might get him a nip every now and then. But other than that, he seems to be all right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck and follow up with it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nice. For the difference of it, can we still work it out and be, you know what I'm saying, as friends?
I'm sure is.
Huh?
We could be friends, but you definitely have
I've
to
heard
show.
that.
You definitely have.
That was smooth. Man, you know?